It's summer, everyone! Babysitter Club books 6 through 10 all take place in the same summer. But due to the publishing schedule, summer vacation lasts until February. Weird. Book number 6 begins with a big family dinner. It's been 9 months and 5 books since Kristy's mom got engaged to Watson. Believe it or not, they still haven't made any wedding plans whatsoever! In my experience, that's a really bad sign. Well, they make one plan. They finally decide the wedding is 3 months away. Kristy gets super excited because she'll be the bridesmaid. She can wear a long dress and high heels for the first time, and she'll look so pretty dressing up, and yay, girly stuff. Yeah, there will be at least 4 more weddings before this series is over, so I hope Kristy saves her dress. Chapter number 2 brings bad news. Kristy's mom is scheduled to go on a business trip, which means they can't get married in September. They have to get married in 2 weeks. Oh no! Now, if this were me, I would fly to Las Vegas and have an emergency overnight wedding. Or I would try delaying the wedding another 9 months. But no, our heroes can't do that because it would resolve all of the problems of the book. So, emergency wedding it is! To make things worse, 3 families are coming to help with the wedding. Among them, they have 14 children. 14! That explains why Kristy has 3 brothers. Clearly, her family was having a competition to see who could have the most kids. Kristy volunteers the Babysitters Club to watch all of the children that week for a sweet $600. The girls split up the kids into 5 age groups, and Marianne gets off easy because she's watching 2 babies. Everyone else gets 3 kids who can talk. Kristy and her stepsister Karen take intermittent breaks from the group in order to do wedding stuff like pick out flowers and dresses. I'm not sure why Mom places the bridesmaid dress decision in the hands of a 12-year-old girl who's never worn a dress before, but wait a second. Is Kristy the only bridesmaid at the wedding? I think she is. I don't remember hearing about any others. Does her mom not have any friends? I guess it's possible there were other bridesmaids, but they're not Kristy, so they're not worth mentioning. Anyway, the week of babysitting is a series of huge disasters. Not to be mean, but it's pretty obvious that author Anne Martin never had any children of her own. All of these major kid disasters are really minor annoyances. It's not like there was any bleeding or public tantrums or public poop problems, which are real disasters, trust me. As usual, the book splits up the story so each babysitter gets her own chapter. In Dawn's chapter, she takes the kids to the local park. Karen scares all of the other kids by talking about alien invasions. The park's playground counselor gets mad at them. And yeah, that's not a huge disaster. That's just a minor problem. Stacy takes the kids to the movies where she buys an adult ticket and 3 kid tickets. Nice try, Stacy. You're 12. Stacy is overly upset that they're 5 minutes late to the movie, which is honestly not that big a deal because nobody wants to see 5 minutes of previews anyway. One of the kids spills their snacks and they have to leave, which actually is kind of a disaster. That's really embarrassing. Marianne and Kristy take the 6 boys to the barber shop for haircuts. The boys act up and Kristy gets them to behave by threatening to call Grandma. Threatening children, Kristy? Not a very good babysitting technique. On the last day, Claudia convinces all of the kids to dress up and have a pretend wedding. Karen makes herself the bride and she starts to boss all of the other kids around. She also throws a fit because she's the flower girl and she refuses to use white flowers. Ho ho! Boy, that Karen sure is a fun, interesting kid. I wish there was a 120 book series all about her.
Good news, Michael. They started the Karen series 1 year after this book.
That was sarcasm, Katie. Sarcasm! At the actual wedding, Kristy is gushing as she walks down the aisle. Humorously, she decides to skip over the entire wedding because it's boring and unimportant. You know, 'cause she's not in it. After all, this book is called Kristy's Big Day, not her mom's big day. There's only one person who likes to steal the spotlight more than Kristy, and that's Karen. During the end of wedding kiss, Karen screams and throws a fit because she saw her creepy next door neighbor. And yes, that will be the subject of Karen's first book. The book ends with everyone leaving, and the babysitters look at wedding photos. Kristy decides her wedding present will be a family tree, just in case Mom and Dad forget whose kids belong to who. The end. Post-book follow-up. I have to question this book's premise. Kristy's mom needs to change the wedding date because her work wants her to go on a business trip. Why doesn't she ask them to change the business trip? I think her boss would understand she can't be in Vienna because she's getting married. Also, the wedding has to be moved up because of bogus financial reasons with selling the house. They're marrying into a family of multi-millionaires. Money should not be an issue. Yes, it's noble that Kristy's mom wants to use the sale of the house to pay for college, but the buyer only offered the asking price. That's not going to cover 4 tuitions. And furthermore, why do they have to be married before moving into Watson's house? Kristy's mom and Watson are both divorced with kids. They've been engaged for 9 months. No one will be super shocked if they spend 2 months together before the wedding due to these extraordinary circumstances. Anyway, excuse to have a rushed wedding is an excuse. Other than that, it's a pretty good book. The problems with the kids were entertaining, even if they weren't as bad as Kristy makes them out to be. The wedding stuff was pretty good, although I would have liked to see more of it. I can see why this book is popular. The emotional core is solid. Kristy is sad about moving away. She's unsure about the wedding and her new life. That's realistic, and Kristy addresses her problems in an interesting way. In the first book, she just came across as a whiny brat who complains all the time. But in this book, I actually cared a bit about what was happening to her. I could sympathize with Kristy's vulnerability and her concerns about the future. So that was a major improvement! Also, it was nice to see Kristy have a serious conversation with her brothers about it, because, let's face it, her brothers are basically absent for the entire series. Overall, good book, bad setup. Also, way too much focus on annoying Karen. I give Babysitter's Club book number 6, Kristy's Big Day, a 9 out of 10.